It's the 49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time, and it is trade week for us. We're going through all possibility of trades, some of them given to us by our watchers, people that have been viewing the channel, and then some that, maybe we've come up with or whatever. First thing I will say is, if you are watching this, you are a 49er guy like us, or girl, and I would like to point out that we probably are not going to agree on everything that comes about as far as content, but we're all going to be here for the conversation. And after that, we can all agree that no matter how the 49ers do it, we want them to win. So feel free to jump into the conversation the entire time in the comment section. And this trade is going to get wackadoodle real quick because this is the way trade back. So earlier last week, we put the trade scenario that was given to us by a viewer, Dan Stevenson, about the 49ers trading back with the Washington football team, getting 19, getting 51, and then, or 53, I think, and then a couple of picks
that were in the top 100.
And we were giving up 43 as well. So it was some 4 top, 100 picks for our first and second. And then somebody proposed that after the 49ers traded to 19, they actually would trade back again
to 32.
To pick 32, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so the 49ers almost trade out of the first round and pick up multiple picks. They said this way we could get 5, 6, 7 top 100 players. Horst, is this something you're interested in?
If all the guys that they feel are impact players are gone at 12, absolutely. Because you come back there, you stockpile picks. You can even move back up in front of that if you need to. It still allow you to get a very good player, maybe a Wyatt Davis, maybe a Azeez Ojulari, maybe a Zaven Collins.
Ooh.
And
don't make me happy.
And you're able to stockpile more top 100 picks. I think absolutely this is a solid trade idea because it's trade week.
That's why.
It is trade week.
It is.
But I don't think it's a solid idea just for that reason alone. I think it's a solid idea if you are not sold on the players available at the spots at 12 or 19, because the whole reason you would trade 19 to move back is because the guy you're in love with at 19 is no longer there. And so because of that, my word, that was an impressive throw. That probably hit right on the camera too. It's great. If the guy's not there at 19, this makes sense because with 100% certainty the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be looking for some pieces to make up for some of the guys they're going to lose in free agency that are going to be on the cheap. They're going to be big impact players that might not be there at 32, so they may be a little more willing to come up to 19 in order to get that. They probably are not going to be wanting to come up to 12. That's too steep of a price for them to pay into the top half of the draft. But the back half of the draft, I know it's early, but it's still back half of the draft. They don't have to necessarily give up too much. 49ers can get a couple extra pieces they can do with however they please. Either take a guy, trade back up into the first round a little further than 32 if they'd like, or just sit there and take Zaven Collins at 32. That'd be fine also.
This scenario makes me nervous about trading from 19 to 32 because I think 19 I'm okay with because that's the hotbed of a lot of the guys that we're interested in. The J.C. Horn, the Gregory Rousseau, the Jalen Phillips, the Zaven Collins, the Azeez Ojulari, all those guys are right there, including Dillashaw, the offensive tackle. This would be a hot spot for any of those guys. 19 would be a nice place to be. I think the farthest I would trade back is somewhere around the 23 range, where the Jets are picking next. Other than that, I worry about going all the way back to 32. I wonder what New England would have to give up to go up there. I'm assuming they're going up to get a pass rusher, which that's what the viewer was saying as well, that they would go up to get the pass rusher that they were looking for to replace Shaq Barrett. I'm just nervous about going all the way to the 32 and turning what should have been a number 12 pick and a solid impact player in the NFL into a pick 32, which is basically a second-round pick. It seems real New England-ish to make these moves, and I worry that we would be, getting ourselves out of possibly getting one really impactful, great player that we could have. I know we're trying to turn it into multiple picks. I think we did it enough with the first move. I'm not sure we need to make a second move. I wouldn't hate it as long as they made the right picks. But I think I would be upset if we missed out on every single one of those guys that we just talked about. Because if you go to 32, there is a real possibility you miss out on, one of our favorite corner prospects, and then edge rushers. Phillips, Russo, and Azeez Al-Jolari could all be gone. Not to mention Tampa Bay could be coming up to get one of them.
And one of the key offensive line guys
Yep.
that we just talked about in yesterday's episode. So if you missed that, click the card right now above my head. You could miss out on one of those guys. You can miss out on a Slater. You can miss out on a Vera Tucker. You could potentially miss out on a Landon Dickerson, as you had brought up and mentioned. All of those guys could be off the board, and you could be missing out on key pieces at any of those positions. But again, this is why I'm saying the only way this trade makes sense is if they don't have anyone there at 19 that they're going to like, or going to love, and they know someone that they want to get is there at 32.
Let me just say that if they have somebody that they don't like at 19 that they think they can get at 32, I'm very upset, because there are players in that area that are fantastic that they have to like.
Unless people start doing crazy stuff.
Well, I think this is when you get crazy. This is what I was talking about when we did our mock draft, about trading to get 30,000 picks and then drafting, half of those players. It's like,
Horse, can you believe this guy doesn't want to madden the mock draft? Can't believe
It's trade week.
Thank you.
No,
makes it okay.
I will tell you, this doesn't really fit the 49ers in the fact that this is a move that a team that's rebuilding should make. The Niners are not rebuilding, they're reloading.
Okay.
So to me, when you're reloading, I'd rather add one top tier player than two solid players.
Correct.
Agreed.
So like I said, like we've all talked about, they have to make sure they still land the impact players they need. Because I can tell you, if, say, at 19 you have Jalen Phillips, Azeez Al-Jolari available, and they want to go pass rush, and they think one of them will make it to 32, they make that trade, and all that's left is quitty pay, I'd be awfully upset.
Joe Tryon
probably could be there still, too. There are some guys there at 32 I think that we would like.
You're right, though.
But
Quitty pay, no.
You know how serious this man is
You
about
know
it.
what I meant.
He was holding the highlighter the entire time he said that because he wanted to highlight how serious he was about.
Actually, I wanted to highlight that it's trade week.
It is trade week. He said it like 4 times. And
Yeah.
You know what? He's not wrong. Let us know what you think about this trade scenario down in the comments section below. Is this a possibility? Is this reasonable? Do you love this idea? Do you hate this idea? Do you want to burn it with fire? Let us know right now at this very moment. We can't wait to hear from you. And like Ant said at the beginning of the pod, we want to have discussions with you. We want to keep the floor open. The only way we're going to be able to respond to your ideas is if you let us know what they are. So make sure you do that while you're down there. Like the video, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. I don't know what you're doing, but it's okay. You're forgiven. Hit it right now. Hit that notification bell while you're at it as well.
Yeah, let us know if you would rather trade up, trade back, or trade back. Way back. I mean, what is your mindset? What do you think the 49ers should be doing?
What other week would you think of a double trade back?
I don't know, but I think you should trademark trade week.
I didn't say trade week.
I mean, hey, it's the only time. You're only going to get this kind of content during trade week. But until next time, you stay safe.
Remember the right way.
It's always 49ers way. Trade you for this poster.
No, thank you.